Today, President Trump signed an executive order that reclassifies marijuana as a less dangerous drug. Now, under longtime federal law, marijuana had been in the same class as heroin and LSD, but now it's categorized alongside Tylenol and steroids.
Marijuana or cannabis is still not federally legal, and even though it is permitted here in Illinois, tonight the NBC5 investigative team has found dozens of people still imprisoned here for marijuana crimes.
Investigative reporter Chuck Goudie is here with that story. Chuck.
Alex Allison, with marijuana legal or decriminalized now in Illinois and most states, you'd think the big police pot bust would be a thing of the past. But tonight, NBC5 investigates the surprisingly high number of people who are locked up in Illinois prisons for cannabis crimes. Arrests and prosecutions for marijuana continue, and there is a pot prison population growing each year. In Illinois, you are unlikely to go to jail for this unless you are caught using it in public places, driving under the influence, possessing large amounts and selling it, or consuming while underage. And tonight, the NBC Chicago investigative team has learned that dozens of people are imprisoned in Illinois directly for marijuana-related crimes. Our exam of this state prison data shows 94 men and women are currently locked up in state prisons for cannabis crimes, many for 4 or 5 year terms, but some for longer. Tonight, this man is serving out a 24-year sentence for cannabis trafficking. In 2010, Antonio Sustaita was pulled over by downstate police and found to be carrying more than 2,500 grams of marijuana. Despite marijuana being legalized during his sentence, the now 55-year-old Sustaita is behind bars tonight here at the Robinson Correctional Center, finishing up his 24-year marijuana sentence. His projected parole date, according to state records, is 5 weeks from tomorrow, after serving more than 2 decades. It is this kind of stiff punishment that Illinois State Representative LaShawn Ford of Chicago says is concerning, and that President Trump's reclassification of marijuana today does nothing to help.
There should be a social justice move, a criminal justice reckoning, so that this is no longer a harm to communities like the south and west sides of Chicago. And the criminal justice system has impacted many black and brown people over the years in every state of America. And so if Trump is serious about doing something about cannabis, he would not just what you call reclassify, but he would declassify it and make sure that it is legal in America.
To that point tonight, state prison records show there are dozens of new prisoners being locked up in Illinois facilities each month to serve sentences for marijuana violations, in most cases for exceeding state laws that regulate how much marijuana you can have and where it can be consumed. Some Republican legislators in Washington tried to encourage President Trump not to loosen the reins on weed, telling the president it will worsen America's addiction crisis, make roads more dangerous, enable drug cartels, and send the wrong message to children. But Mr. Trump ignored his party colleagues and signed the executive order anyway, which is the typical MO at the White House these days.
It's been a debate for decades, so a huge move today.
A big move, but not the final move.
Right.
Still doesn't legalize it federally.
Right. Thanks, John.
Okay.